our good friend Scorch. You know Scorch. We've featured him numerous times, most recently with his very successful app, the Dive Bar Locator app. Him and a buddy of his were driving around in a big motorhome promoting and getting buys for this new invention, this new app that they have that locates dive bars in whatever area you're in. Not like your phone where you could go, I'm here in Nashville, dive bars in Nashville, and hit it and choose from that. Oh, that's too complicated. He has an app that you pay for somehow. I don't know. Well, we haven't heard much about the app, the Dive Bar Locator app, but Scorch is always trying something new. He's always got some irons in the fire. Scorch is never one to lay back and not do anything. He is a born entertainer. So his latest thing he's doing is 60 Seconds with Scorch. And what this is, it's like a TikTok type video. And it's what morning jocks do. Morning wacky, morning zoo type DJs. They put out a question or they give you some trivia, in the format of a wacky morning radio show. And Scorch was like, "Whoa, they do it on radio, wacky morning radio. What if I take the modern digital thing like a TikTok and the wacky radio and put them together and there's 60 Seconds with Scorch?" So let's check in with my good friend Scorch for 60 Seconds with Scorch.
Guys, what's happening? Scorch is here and coming up in just
Could you pause?
a few.
First of all, what year is this? There's no reason for you to key out the background, to put in a background, whether you're green screening. These days, you don't even need a green screen. It's amazing how they're able to digitally pull you out from the background and replace it with a background of your choice without it looking like that. Look how far in he's had to pull the border to stop the green, I guess, or anything. It looks ridiculous. The color is so washed out and desaturated. Come on, Scorch, step it up. You want to make something of these things. You want to do these 60 Seconds with Scorch. It's got to look good. You look like you were cut out with scissors and popped up there. There's plenty of free apps that you could use on your phone that can separate you from the background and make it look impeccable. So there, just a little advice for Scorch right there. Let her rip.
Seconds. I'm going to go old school on your ass. I'm going to give you guys a brain cell stimulator. And that'll come up right after we do the next round of 60 Seconds with Scorch. Things you don't talk about at the Thanksgiving dinner table. Politics. Okay, especially this day and age, one way or the other, you're going to get into an argument. You might lose a friendship or a family relationship. Ixnay on the politics at the Thanksgiving dinner table.
Could you pause again? This is classic morning radio, people. This is, if you belonged to a prep service and you pay money, you subscribe as a radio personality. A lot of morning shows used to do this. You subscribe to a service, and every day you do your morning show. Every morning they would email you these ideas for your show, segments. And this is exactly what they were full of, things like this. What don't you talk about at the Thanksgiving dinner table? And then the jock would give you some examples. And then maybe you'd come back from a quick break. You'd resell this. You'd reiterate what the subject is. And then you'd start taking your calls. While meanwhile, what you really did, if you're a morning show, while the break was going on or you're playing a song or two, you were recording the calls. Because then, It's not a song request. It has to do with the topic. So you'd record calls until you got a couple of good answers. And then you'd come back, you'd resell this as the topic. And then you go, oh, okay, we got Benny on line one. Benny, what don't you talk about at the Thanksgiving table? And then you hit play on the recorder, and it would start playing like, hey, Scorch, how you doing, man? You know, divorce. If you got a family member and she's divorced, and just don't talk about that. Oh, divorce. Yeah. What a good answer. Divorce. Good job, Benny. I'm getting douche chills just thinking about this type of radio. But Scorch, see, is bringing it to the digital world. We know this because look at the digital timer behind him. It looks very high tech. 60 seconds with Scorch, and it counts down from 60 seconds. So you know you have spent 60 seconds with Scorch. So let's see other things you don't talk about at that Thanksgiving dinner table.
Family. Nobody wants to hear all the time, when are you going to get a girlfriend? When are you going to get a boyfriend? To the single people or to the married couple, when are you going to have kids? Give it a rest for the Thanksgiving dinner. Money. I mean, people, you shouldn't talk about money anyway, but if you're doing well, good for you. But there are so many of us struggling, living day to day. Life is shitty with no money. Money issues, ixnay. Leave off the Thanksgiving table.
Pause for a second.
And wait.
That sounds like a personal request from Scorch. You know, you don't want to talk about is, people that go, hey, get that toothpick out of your mouth until after dinner. You know, that's something you don't talk about. Don't talk about how, hey, your eye ring looks ridiculous. No one wants to hear that at the Thanksgiving table. So he goes, money, you broke, you ain't got shit, you got no prospects, no job. People don't want to hear that at the Thanksgiving table, right? Uncle Pete, Mom. That was a personal request from Scorch. What's the last one here?
If you're on a diet, good for you. Just eat less.
Oh, wait.
People love this holiday to chow, to gorge themselves. So let people live. Let people be themselves. Shut up about your weight. Things you shouldn't talk about at the Thanksgiving table. That wrapped up the 60 seconds with Scorch. Now for the brain cell stimulator. This tradition started in Boston, Massachusetts.
Oh, pause. I didn't know there was a I shut it off right after that. I didn't know there was also a brain cell stimulator, which again, another radio bit. I believe he used to do this on the radio. Brain cell stimulator. I'm going to tell you. The first one was audience interaction. You'd give out a topic like that, and you'd give some examples, and then you go to the phones and get the audience's reaction. This one is the basic trivia. You're putting something out there, a little water cooler talk, so that people listening to you can go back to their friends, relatives, coworkers, and go, hey, did you know? And they're like, oh, yeah, I heard that on Scorch today. So another staple of morning radio, old school morning zoo type morning show radio. Let's continue with Scorch.
November of 1890, and it has to do with the holidays. This holiday tradition started in Boston, Massachusetts in November of 1890. Put your answer in the comments. Thank you for checking things out. Remember, subscribe to the page. Remember to follow the page, share the page, tell your friends about the page, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Oh, I thought he was going to give us the answer. So he made it audience participation again. In the comments, are there any comments, Sean? Your answer in the comments. Whoops. No. Was that 0 comments?
0 comments, yeah. I wonder what it was.
All right, look, people. You know me. I will make sport of my good friend Scorch, but I would never just sit back and not help Scorch out. What is that? What's his YouTube there?
Scorch Scorch's PFG TV.
Because that's got to be disheartening for Scorch. He puts together 60 seconds of true entertainment, audience involvement, and you give him a big goose egg right there, 0 comments. I'm not going to sit back and let you guys treat Scorch like that. You don't treat a man like Scorch like that. The gift that just keeps giving is Scorch. You think he goes to his YouTube channel? He's like, oh boy, I want to go on Netflix and watch a movie, but I can't afford Netflix. But also, I don't have the time because I gotta answer all these comments that come in on my YouTube. Let me see. Let me click here. Oh, 0. Whoa, Scorch. God damn. How many views did it have, Sean?
It was like 223 or something like that.
223 views, and no one could, or was it Scorch watching it over and over again a couple of times?